So Keemstar has become a dictator. I don't know if he has always been like that. The way he's going about the Thorps is the wrong way. In fact, if anything, he is helping them grow. LOLCOW Rejects is just going to continue to grow and gain more support as he goes about this with the banhammer towards his own people. Let me tell you. Let me paint you a picture, okay? Imagine this. Keemstar and the LOLCOW Live universe is a big country. The Thorps, Ben and Grace, are a smaller country. We'll call it Thorptopia. Okay, you got Thorptopia, and then you got the Kingdom of LOLCOW, okay, which is this massive country. No one cares about Thorptopia. Thorptopia is small, has no support, but it's there, okay? It has a following of misfits and all that stuff. And then you got the Kingdom of LOLCOW. And the Kingdom of LOLCOW has supporters from Google, has supporters from other big YouTubers who support it, right? But these big YouTubers are pretty much essentially shills for corporate interest and money. And then you have Keemstar that is curious about Thorptopia, sees that they have this talent there named Grace, and wants to invite Grace into his kingdom. So he does that. Now, keep in mind, the people are like, no, don't do this. Even people close to him are like, no, don't do this. Even Keemstar said that he knows it's not a good idea, but he does it anyway. So he brings them in, knowing that they're not fit, they're not going to work out, and surprise, surprise, it doesn't work out. And so he banishes them. He banishes Grace and Ben back out of the kingdom. Get out of the kingdom. Throws them overboard. You're not fit here. And anyone that shows the slightest hint of support for Ben and Grace, all they have to do is mention the name Thorp or Grace or even LOLCOW Rejects, gets banished with them. Because they're not kosher. Okay, they're not part of the tribe anymore because they're speaking against the tribe because, you can't talk about them. So Ben and Grace, they form their own base of operations outside the border of LOLCOW Live, the LOLCOW Kingdom. Okay, so you have LOLCOW Rejects there. It's being established. It's built. Keem is furious. He doesn't like that. So he just, what he wants to do? He wants to fire a barrage of missiles at them. But he doesn't really know if he can. He doesn't know if he has the missiles. All he can do is taunt and say he's going to do stuff. But he doesn't really have it. He doesn't. Google is like, I'm not so sure about this one. It's going to look too on the nose, man. We can't just make them disappear. All right? They're not doing anything bad they're not doing anything worse than other YouTubers, let's be honest. We can get into that. So, what he does instead, Keemstar decides to do a blockade. He's going to do a blockade. Okay. He'll do a blockade, try to starve Ben and Grace out. Unfortunately for Keem, that plan isn't working because the land, surprisingly, is kind of fertile. There's plenty of stuff there for them to thrive on, to live off of while they build up, and building up they are. And as time goes on, Keemstar grows more and more furious and desperate with this, thinking it's going to work. If we just ignore them, they're going to go away. If we stop talking about them, they're going to go away. Stop talking about them. And anyone in this kingdom, in this country, that mentions the name Thorp or Grace or LOLCOW Rejects gets thrown out. They get banished, they get exiled. So what then? Well, now that you have all these people that are without a home, and these people, by the way, were supporters. These people paid their tax. These people paid their fee to be there, to be in the kingdom of LOLCOW. But, Keemstar goes, we're going to get rid of you. Okay, so what happens now? Well, they have nowhere else to go, and Grace and Ben are welcoming them with open arms. So they're going to go into Thorptopia and become part of the Thorptopia land. They're going to become people of Thorptopia, which is a land of misfits and scoundrels. It's a place that even if you are anti-Grace and Ben, they'll still invite you for whatever, a coffee. I don't know if you should entertain that coffee. It might be kind of stinky. I don't really know. I mean, it does kind of stink there. It does. It's bad, man. Even when Grace is like, Dad, you kind of stink. You need to take a shower. You need to wash your clothes. It's getting kind of bad. But even with that, the thing that it has is that it's welcoming. Yeah, true. Ben and Grace are very sus. Very sus. But people will join them to spite Keemstar. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And they're not going away. They're not going to go away. In fact, this puts Keemstar in more of a situation like, okay, what does he do? Does he continue on this strategy? If he continues on the same strategy, LOLCOW Rejects is going to continue to grow slowly but surely. I know that he has actively told his people closest to him to not go on that show, to not be associated with them because, you'll be banished by Keemstar or whatever. But this is really going to show what sort of power Keemstar really has, or if it's just bluff. Because as they continue to grow, as Ben and Grace continue to grow, it might become more entertaining, more interest, more in someone's best interest to, go on that show. Go on LOLCOW Rejects. Just to dab on Keemstar. Not because they like Ben or they like Grace. Not because they want to associate with them. But because it would be funny to take the piss out of Keemstar. To have that moment. And what else is he going to do? What else can he do? Keemstar is trying so hard to figure out how to get rid of the Thorps. And really, at this point, what he should do is pretty much make peace. Because what's going to happen, he can't starve them out. He can't outright attack them. He can't do any of that. What can he do? And by the way, for those who are like, oh, the Thorps need to be purged, I'm going to ask you this. Maybe this could be its own video. Why? Because you don't like them? Because they're disgusting? Because they're criminal? This is YouTube. How many other streamers and channels are there that are disgusting, that are liars, that are scoundrels, that are criminal? This is YouTube. That's what YouTube is. I mean, you have noticed that, right? We're going to purge the dorks off of YouTube because they're criminals. They remind us crypto scams and various stupid scams left and right on this channel, right? Oh, we're going to purge them because they're disgusting. Meanwhile, on YouTube, there's videos of people advocating drinking piss. Oh, they're deviants. They're disgusting. Yeah, there's a lot of that on YouTube. Yep. But people are going to say, oh, you're pro Thorps now, huh? It's like you're not understanding. You don't understand it, which is why you probably don't understand what I'm saying here about this metaphor, about this analogy here, okay? What I'm saying is, yeah, Keemstar is the bigger force, and you think he could crush the Thorptopia, but it's not going to work that way. See, he's trying to starve them. He's trying to cut them off of any sort of content. But by doing so, he's actually providing them content. And they can feed off of that and slowly grow in their influence. And as long as he continues to exile people, banish people, they're going to just go and become their supporters. Guess what? The people that used to pay Keemstar are now going to pay the Thorps. That's what's going to happen. That is what's happening. So it's kind of ridiculous, actually. He might as well just make a peace offering with them because they're not going to go away at all. There is no purging them, okay? That's just not happening. But so at this point, it's kind of like, is Keemstar going to realize that? Well, I don't think so. I think Keemstar is the sort of guy that's willing to let it all burn down. He's going to burn it all down. Keemstar would rather burn down the kingdom of LOLCOW than to make peace with Ben and Grace, to say their name. And that's going to be a problem. And you know what? For that reason, I like watching the Thorps. I gotta tell you, for that reason, let me tell you something. I like a good rivalry. I like that a lot. Okay? I like a good feud. And in this case, let the dirty dog that never showers and does disgusting stuff win. Okay? If that dirty dog could take on that big dog Keemstar and win, oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious right there. Yeah. Ooh, you know what? You know what's happening, right? The longer they continue to exist, and they will exist, the Thorps, LOLCOW Rejects, they're going to infiltrate Keemstar's little kingdom. They already have. They're going to infiltrate it and take it from the inside out. You can't do anything about it, Keem. You really can't. It's over. Because what are you going to do? You purge everyone and anyone that mentions the name? Okay. Good luck. Good luck with that. They're coming in. They're already in there. They're just waiting their time. Yeah. The barbarians are already in there, Keem. There's a bunch of Trojan horses waiting to go. What are you going to do about it? I can't do a damn thing about it. You're just going to have that. You're going to have to shut down your Discord server. What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? You're going to vet them all? Anyone can get past that. And the sort of people who like to troll around, who like to mess around, like the Council of Super Evil, they're going to do that. They're going to do that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Council of Pure Evil, is it Pure Evil? Yeah, Pure Evil isn't in there already. They're just waiting on their time to strike. Keem, you gotta make peace. That's the only way. You're gonna have to accept that Ben and Grace own you now.